Hey, what's up guys? Chad here with the Reptile Rangers. Now we're at the Kernersville Reptile Zoo and Medical Center today, and I've got old dead Fred here with me. In this particular video, he's just hanging out here in the venomous room. We're gonna be talking about garbage reptile products. This will be episode number 3, okay? Now, we've done episode 1 and 2. We've done the thermometers, those crappy little plastic pieces of junk, and then we've also done heat rocks. So this is garbage reptile products episode or video number 3. Let's jump right into this, but before we do, right there in that corner is going to be our subscriber button. Go ahead and hit that. We appreciate you doing that. And for those of you that's already subscribed and following along, we appreciate your following week after week after week. Now let's get started into this. So garbage reptile product number 3 is these pieces of junk telescoping snake hooks. All right, so a lot of people ask us about different snake hooks or things to use for hook training or for just getting their snake used to the fact of when they're fixing to come in and grab the snake. A lot of times we talk about, especially with boas or and especially retics and certain bigger snakes, about doing something called hook training, which is touching them with a hook before you reach in there to let them know that it's not food coming in. Well, one of the worst things you can find, and you find these are dirt cheap, they're in a lot of your stores, and they're online, is these cheap little telescoping pieces of crap. All right, this one is a little bit thicker than most of the ones you're going to find in those pet stores. Those are about half that size, and they would be lucky to hold up somebody's pinky, much less holding up any kind of a snake. They fall apart. When you telescope them out too much, they'll come apart, and a lot of times just in the first time they'll come apart. They're just very, very cheaply made. It's just a pot metal piece of junk. But if you do want to get a good snake hook, it doesn't have to be something expensive from one of these stupid reptile expos. I mean, you could start with something as simple as, like, we've got a whole wall full of hooks here for all the things that we do. This right here is probably one of my favorite hooks, and it's the smallest one I have. I use this on a lot of venomous. It is it's fiberglass. It's kind of like the same material as a lot of your new golf clubs are made out of. It's more of a bendy, stretchy material. Gives you a little bit of elasticity, but no, this is not going to handle a heavy snake like a gaboon viper, large rattlesnake, a berm, something like that. Absolutely not. These are good for things like copperheads, small cobras, whatever the case may be there. Ball python, small ball pythons, a good weighty ball python, like a good breeding female, yeah, it'll crumble under that weight too. However, we have those, and then we have more stout ones like this one that's about the same length. I think this is 21 or 24 inches, something like that. This is absolutely my favorite hook to use on anything that I use. Gives me stability in being able to work the animal. Yes, it puts the animal a little bit closer to me, but that's not a big deal. In my particular case, I'm so used to working these things, I have more control of the snake. Versus, these are good hooks right here. Absolutely awesome hooks, but there's not a lot of control when you're 4 feet away from your hand, and that's a lot of weight, leverage. There's a lot of weight on the end of this, so a lot of people don't realize you put even a gaboon viper this far out on a snake hook, and it's going to be a lot of weight. So what you have to do a lot of the times as we teach people, it's called leverage. Choking up on it and using your forearm as leverage so you can kind of get that weight up underneath there. These are great hooks too, but not very practical in most of your situations other than for long reaches, like if you're out and you're trying to pick up or reach into a berm's tank or a reticulated's tank or an anaconda's tank, something like that. Gives you quite a bit more reach. It works great in that particular category. But this particular episode is talking about just these little bitty cheesy pieces of junk that you would especially find in the pet store, and people's like, oh man, cheap snake hook, yeah, I need one of those. Let me go try and use it, and it bends or it breaks or they pull it out the first time and it just pulls right out of itself. Absolute junk. Big time waste of money. Just look up online and find yourself just a good snake hook, anything from 18 to 20 inches, and you've got 21 to 24. This is about 28 inches, and then you've got 32-inch hooks all the way up to 48-inch hooks. There's all kinds of links to meet whatever your specific need is, okay? Now, Again, this is Chad. We are the Reptile Rangers here at the Kernersville Reptile Zoo and Medical Center. We appreciate you following along week after week after week. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell for notification. And as always, feel free to write us in. We're trying to hit topics that people are asking us to film about as fast as we can. And we appreciate you guys getting with us and letting us know other things you want us to film about. So again, we appreciate you following along. We'll either see you here at the zoo or we'll see you on the next episode. Later.